Hi guys, in this video we're going to learn how to solve coin war problems. Before we start, let's remind ourselves with some facts. Every 1/4 is $0.25 or 25 cents. Every 1 dime is $0.1 or 10 cents. Every 1 nickel is $0.05 or 5 cents. And every penny is worth $0.01 or 1 cent. Let's take a look at our first example. Maddie has 11 more nickels than quarters in her purse. How many quarters and nickels does she have if she has 25 coins? The first step into setting up the equation correctly to solve this problem is to use this table. In this table, you'll see that you have to put the type of coins in the first column, the quantity of the coins in the middle column, and the total value of the coins in the third column. So in this problem, we have two kinds of coins. We have nickels and we have quarters. So I'm going to put these two types of coins in the table. I know that each nickel is 5 cents and each quarter is 25 cents. Now, the second thing is to translate whatever information that I have in the word problem into mathematical expressions that I can use to write an equation. In this problem, I'm going to pay attention to this statement: 11 more nickels than quarters. And to be able to define the number of nickels and quarters, I'm gonna name the later one, which is quarters, X. So to write or to be able to translate the quantity of the coins correctly, I would suggest that you always name the later coin mentioned with X, which makes nickels equal to 11 more than X, which is 11 plus X. And this is what I'm going to put in the table for the quantity. The quantity of the quarters is X because they are mentioned later, and the quantity for the nickels is X plus 11. Now, if we read or finish reading the rest of the problem, we'll see that in this problem we have the number of coins, 25 coins. So that's the total quantity of the coins, which is supposed to be placed at the total value, for, the total for the quantity. Now, since I have a complete column here, with all the information that I need, I do not have to finish filling up this table. That's good enough for me to write an equation. So what I know is that the number of nickels plus the number of quarters is equal to 25, which allows me to write this. The number of nickels, which is X plus 11, plus the number of quarters, which is X, is supposed to be equal to 25. And this is the equation that I'm going to use to find the value or the number of quarters. Okay, first thing, we're going to have to get rid of the parentheses since we're adding. And as you can see, we have like terms on the same side that we can put together or combine together, which allows me to have 2x plus 11 equals 25. Now, this is a two-step equation that I can solve, that can easily solve by taking away 11 from both sides, which makes me end up with 2x equals 14. And after that, all I need to do is to divide both sides by 2, and the final answer is x equals 7. Now, what is x? X is the total number of quarters. That means that the total number of quarters is 7, and the total number of nickels is 7 plus 11, which is 18. So I end up with 7 quarters and 21 nickels. Now let's take a look at the second example, which is very similar to the first example. The only difference between them is now instead of having the total number of coins, we have the total value of the coins, which is $2.65. So I'm going to use the same table that I used in the first example. And in this example, again, we have nickels and quarters. And we need to represent quarters with X, since quarters is mentioned later after nickels. And then nickels is going to be represented with X plus 11. So this is the same. The only difference is that now instead of the total number of coins that I put at the bottom of the total quantity, I need to put $2.65 as the total value of the coin. But since I like to work with coins or with cents instead of dollars, I'm going to have to change $2.65 into 265 cents. Now, I don't have one column completed here. That's why, since the only total that I have is the total value, I need to change the quantity of the coins to find the total value of the coins. And to do that, all I need to do is to multiply the quantity by the value of the coin, which is 5 cents for nickels and 25 cents for quarters. So the total value of the quarters is going to be 25 times X, that's 25X, and the total value of the nickels is going to be 5 times X plus 11. So now that my column is complete and I have every piece of information that I need, I can set up my equation now. 5 times X plus 11 plus 25X equals 265. This is an equation that you guys are now very comfortable solving, so that we know that the first step is to distribute. So we're going to end up with 5X plus 55 plus 25X equals 265. We have like terms, 5X and 25X, which means we can combine like terms. We're going to end up with 30X plus 55 equals 265. Two-step equation that we can solve by subtracting 55 from both sides, which allow us to have 30X equals 210. Now, this is a one-step equation where we have to get rid of 30, and to get rid of 30, we have to divide by 30, and by dividing by 30, we end up with 7. Now, 7 is the number of quarters. This is what I have on the table. That means that the number of nickels is going to be 7 plus 11, which is equal to 18. Which is exactly what we got in the previous problem. 7 quarters and 18 nickels.